The following program shares opinions from its host and its host only. No opinions are those shared by League Arena officials or LeagueArena.com. Viewed with caution.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to another episode of the Penalty Box with your host, Kalal Oakman. On tonight's episode, I will be breaking down the playoff picture, so to speak. I'll give you the teams and the seedings. And I also have some follow-up news to last night's story about the Calgary Flames and the Abbotsford Heat. There's a little bit more to the story, and someone behind the curtain that could be running the scene. That and more coming up next. Don't go away.
The Penalty Box, presented by LeagueArena.com, the largest online gaming community in the world, with VHL Network and League Arena News. Stay connected.
Welcome back. Now, as I said in the opening segment, we have more on that story we broke last night about the Calgary Flames and the Abbotsford Heat. I did a little bit more digging. I talked to a couple more people, and from what they have told me and the investigation that I've conducted so far is that earlier in the season, the now former captain, Rosenboom, who was captain currently of the Abbotsford Heat at the time of this incident, had a falling out with the ownership group led by Bon Karma at the time. They went to the BOG before the BOG, and the BOG said, hey, you two knuckleheads, shut up, settle your differences, bury the hatchet, and get on with it. And they both agreed to bury the hatchet and not talk about it, not do anything about it. Okay? They both agreed to do this. Frankly, in my opinion, the BOG ruled in error. Yes, error. Okay? No one's innocent in this particular situation. Now, should he be allowed to play? Yes. He didn't break any rules. But he did shoot his mouth off. He did get in his face of his ownership group. Did the ownership handle it correctly? No. Are they jackasses? Yes. Two wrongs don't make a right, though, however. So I'm not trying to label anybody innocent or a victim and all that stuff. The fact of the matter is he should be able to play right now. What would have solved this problem in the beginning is if Rosenboom was that big of a headache to the Calgary ownership organization, the BOG should have said either trade him or release him. Done. No more problems. But Calgary did not do those things. They didn't do any of those things. Instead, when everything was supposed to be rosy and peachy, Bon Karma went out of his way to make this player's life a living hell. That's not right. Now, Bon Karma knew that the BOG said, hey, if you open your mouth, you're gone. So what did Bon Karma do? Well, I haven't talked to Bon Karma personally, but based on all the information I have here, and I have to fill in the blanks, one could come to the conclusion that Bon Karma was trying to bait this guy, Rosenboom, into shooting his mouth off so he could get kicked out of the league and banned. In other words, it was entrapment. Bon Karma is no longer the owner of the team. Now, ownership duties was transferred to Byfuglien, but Byfuglien is playing fiddle. He's the guy behind the curtain right now. I don't know what's going on with Byfuglien, but Bon Karma said before he left, I want my last wish as owner to go through, carry it out. And so the captain and whoever's still in the ownership group has been doing that tooth and nail by making his player's life a living hell. It has been ruled upon. He is allowed to play. He can play with his teammates. His teammates want him back. Done. End of story. But I just thought I'd let you know, you the fans, the follow-up to this story. And if it breaks or any pieces of this story that come to light, you'll be first to hear it here on the Penalty Box. We'll be right back after this quick short break. Don't go away.
I guess everybody gets bad breaks sometimes, Darth.
Yeah, I guess that's true. With the New York Rangers, it's unfortunate that they had to start the season that way and come out of the hole like that. But I mean, have you seen them lately?
I have.
Have you?
They're on a tear. I wish.
Now you're back to the point. with Doris and Don.
Blog Talk Radio.
The 2-Minute Miner. Coming up next.
Welcome back. Now, like I said, that Calgary story is still developing. Everything else, it has been ruled upon, it's been handled. It should be done with. But if I find out more information, you'll be first to know here on the Penalty Box. But since we're talking about the league and things that make you slap your face with a facepalm, and scratch your head going, what the fuck were you thinking? The AHL and the NHL All-Star Game nominations. Yes. Who the hell is on this committee? I understand Ricochet was on the committee, but he left. Who's currently on the committee? Ray Charles? Stevie Wonder? Seriously, I haven't seen a committee that's been so one-sided or slanted since the UN put Muammar Gaddafi as head of humanitarian services for the UN. Yes, that's right, Gaddafi. You know, dictator of Libya, the guy that executed a guy in a wheelchair back in the 80s. Yeah, you remember him. His terrorist group took over a freaking ship full of Americans and picked out one guy who was 46 years old in a wheelchair who was an American and threw him overboard. Now he's head of the Humanitarian Committee of Human Rights for the UN. My point is, what the hell were you thinking? Half the guys for the AHL, the forwards and the defense, looks like the AHL's most wanted list. They're not all-stars. These guys have served more suspension time than they have played games. I mean, I'm serious. What were you thinking? Who is on this committee? You are blind as a bat. It's a popularity contest. And on top of that, I understand an owner's on this committee, and he nominated himself. I have respect for Walshnader as an owner, but dude, are you kidding me? What a sham! It's a joke, a laughingstock. All-Star Game. Come on! I mean, as much as I don't like Darth Forsberg or Donnie, I think those guys are fucking two goons. But are they even mentioned? No. What about Grogan? I have to look. Is Grogan mentioned? You know, the goaltender for the Eastern Conference winners. You know, the number one seed Boston Bruins. Are they mentioned? No. How about some Detroit Red Wings? Any other guys besides Satchmo Davis mentioned? No. Let me see. How about, you know, Bert and Ernie? Bert and Ernie from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, he's on a team that didn't do very good, but Bert and Ernie, since he joined the Maple Leafs, they scored 16 goals in 2 games. Is he on the ballot? No. What are you thinking? What a committee. It's a sham. It's a farce. It's a joke. And frankly, in my opinion, as a journalist and as a commentator, absolutely horrible. Great choice. How about a write-in? Larry, Curly, and Moe from the Three Stooges. There you go. There's my starting lineup for the forwards. For defense, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. And for goaltender, I'm going to go with Goopy, if he shows. There you go. That's my 2-minute miner. What a joke.
The 2-Minute Miner.
Well, that's all we have for this show, folks. This just in. For the Western Conference All-Star nominations for center, McInnes. That's right, McInnes is back from suspension, and he's on the All-Star ballot. Go vote now, folks. What a joke. Come on. Honest to God. Seriously, we'll have more playoff coverage, and we'll break down the current matchups in the next episode. But until then, we'll see you at center ice when the puck drops. Good night.